Have you ever stopped to reflect on what truly determines financial success? Often we believe that mastering technical skills and acquiring deep knowledge about investments, economics, or management is what will lead us to extraordinary results. However, the reality is quite different. Financial success is far more about how you think, act, and perceive the world than about mathematical formulas or complex strategies. It is rooted in the behaviors, beliefs, and decisions we make daily, influenced by personal experiences and how we interpret the reality around us. If you are someone who finds the financial world overly complicated, know that you are not alone. This sentiment reflects how financial education is traditionally taught, as an exact science, filled with numbers, rigid rules, and universal solutions. However, finances are more human than they appear. They involve emotions, habits, and above all, how we deal with our own stories and expectations. In this text, I want to invite you to dive into a new perspective on money and success. I will show you that, contrary to popular belief, achieving financial stability and growth is not just about intelligence or technical knowledge. It's about understanding that behavior weighs much more on the scale and that our personal experiences have a direct impact on how we perceive and manage finances. Get ready to learn, unlearn, and free yourself from negative beliefs that may be holding you back. After all, financial success is no mystery. It's within your reach, waiting to be achieved. Financial success and human behavior. I want to share something essential. Financial success is much more about how you think and behave than about the technical skills or knowledge you may possess. Have you ever wondered if you see the financial world as excessively complicated? If so, you're not alone. Most people perceive financial education as akin to the exact sciences focused on formulas, rules, and fixed laws. However, in reality, finance is much more about human behavior than numbers. My goal is to show you that excellent financial performance depends more on personal skills than on pure intelligence. This happens because knowing what needs to be done does not always align with what you feel or think when it's time to act. This gap between knowledge and action is where many lose their way. That's why I want you to pay close attention to the insights I'll share. They are meant to help you demystify negative beliefs about finances and realize that achieving financial success is not as complicated as it may seem. The impact of personal experiences. Throughout my journey, I've learned that personal experiences unique to each of us may have little impact on how the world works in general. However, when it comes to how we perceive our own reality, these experiences represent about 80% of how we believe the world functions. What does this have to do with money? Simple. Our experiences weigh far more on our financial decisions than what we learn theoretically. I believe everyone forms their expectations and predictions based on what they've lived, not just on intelligence or technical knowledge. This explains why we have such different interpretations of what works, especially when it comes to money. My mission here is to help you understand that financial success begins with how you interpret your experiences and adjust your behavior to make the most of what you've learned and continue to learn. Empathy through understanding. Despite our unique life stories, one thing connects us all: the power of experiences. Every choice, opinion, and behavior we exhibit is shaped by the experiences we've accumulated over time. This leads to a crucial insight. No one is irrational. Decisions that might seem illogical at first glance usually make sense when viewed in the context of the decision-maker's individual experiences. For instance, studying historical events like the Great Depression reveals attitudes that, outside that context, might seem absurd. Keeping money under the mattress may seem irrational today, but it made perfect sense to those who lost their savings during the 1929 bank collapses. Similarly, spending an entire paycheck immediately might appear irresponsible, but it's understandable for someone who lived through hyperinflation, where prices tripled overnight. The baby metaphor: incomplete perspectives. Imagine a baby. The baby doesn't know that parents need to work, pay bills, or file taxes. What the baby understands is that the parents aren't there to play, and to them, that's all that matters. This doesn't mean the baby is wrong, only that their perspective is limited by a lack of understanding of how the world works. This metaphor illustrates a reality we all face. Our view of the world is inevitably incomplete. Just as the baby will grow to understand responsibilities, we too must expand our comprehension. This teaches us to be more humble and open when considering others' behaviors and decisions, even if they initially don't make sense to us. Understanding that financial success is as much about behavior and empathy as it is about strategy changes everything. When we approach finances as a blend of human stories and technical knowledge, we unlock new ways to achieve stability, growth, and freedom in our lives. Luck, risk, and the perception of reality. Another fundamental concept to consider is the relationship between luck and risk. Imagine two students at a school in the 1960s. Bill Gates, who was fortunate enough to study at one of the rare schools that had computers, and Kent Evans, his friend, who tragically died in a mountaineering accident. Luck allowed Gates to explore his passion for technology, while risk interrupted Evans's trajectory. This story reminds us that the outcomes of our lives are not determined solely by our individual efforts, but also by factors beyond our control. Acknowledging the role of luck and risk helps us assess success or failure in a more balanced way, understanding that not everything is as good or as bad as it may seem. The importance of saving without a clear reason. Many people save money with a specific goal in mind, to buy a car, a house, or take a trip. But in my book, I emphasize the importance of saving money even without a defined purpose. This is because we can plan for goals, but we can't predict the unexpected. Having an emergency fund not only provides financial security, but also boosts our confidence to move forward with our plans. Knowing we are protected allows us to act more calmly and make better decisions in all areas of life. Understanding what is enough for you is crucial to setting healthy boundaries. Often, people don't have a clear sense of how far they need to go and end up spending or risking more than they should. The desire for status or social validation can lead us to sacrifice what we already have for something we don't need. Enough is not too little. On the contrary, it is the point where we find balance between our achievements and our needs. Remember, the opposite of enough is excess, and excess can lead to regret. Earning money versus keeping money. One of the most important lessons I've learned about finances is that earning money is different from keeping it. Many people, when increasing their income, drastically change their lifestyle to the point where they lose control over their spending. This escalation, often driven by ego or social comparison, can be dangerous. True wealth is not in the things we buy, but in what we are able to save and invest. Fortune is what you don't see. Expensive watches, luxury cars, and mansions are just symbols. True wealth is in what remains in your account, not what you spend. Slowly, but surely, the power of time. Finally, never underestimate the power of time. Sustainable financial growth requires patience and consistency. Warren Buffett, one of the world's greatest investors, accumulated most of his fortune after the age of 65. Thanks to the solid foundation he built in his youth and the discipline of maintaining his investments over decades, time combined with consistency and compound interest is the greatest ally of anyone seeking to build wealth. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out. What matters is taking the first step and staying focused. Understanding human behavior, the influences of individual experiences, and the concepts of luck and risk enables us to take a more balanced approach to finance. By combining this understanding with discipline and patience, we can build a solid financial life based not only on earnings, but on wisdom. Remember that enough is never too little, and that true success is not in accumulating visible wealth, but in achieving freedom and security to live fully. After all, what truly matters is not just having money, but knowing how to use it with purpose and balance. The importance of small steps and long-term thinking. Often, we are unable to recognize our own progress simply because we are analyzing the situation from the wrong perspective. Perhaps you feel that, financially, you don't have much more today than you did yesterday, and this might make the effort to save small amounts seem insignificant. However, when we think about the impact of time and compound interest working over the years, this perception changes. Imagine small savings transforming into significant financial achievements in the future. It seems more meaningful now, doesn't it? This is where the importance of always being prepared for the unexpected comes in. When you keep a financial reserve for unforeseen situations, you avoid having to withdraw money from investments that are generating returns. This means that your wealth continues to grow uninterrupted, fully benefiting from the potential of your earnings. The value of sacrifice and the art of balance. Nothing that truly matters in life comes without effort. It is a universal truth. Lasting achievements demand dedication, resilience, and often the courage to make tough choices. When I wrote my book, I realized that behind every significant accomplishment, there is a story of sacrifice. And these sacrifices, when well calibrated, are the foundations upon which we build our freedoms, especially the freedom of choice. Saving money, for instance, is a practice that goes beyond simply putting away resources. It is a commitment to oneself. It is about creating the necessary conditions to decide how you want to live, with whom you want to share your time, and where you prefer to invest your energy. However, the freedom we seek through saving requires balance. Over-sacrificing can lead to deprivation and the loss of what truly matters. On the other hand, under-sacrificing can mean perpetuating a cycle of dependence and stagnation. The balance between work and life. While effort is essential to achieve growth, it is equally important to preserve space for what really matters. Spending time with family, taking care of mental and physical health, and enjoying the moments of rest that recharge our energy. Working tirelessly to achieve financial goals can create an illusory sense of progress. But in the end, what is the point of financial success if the price paid is the loss of irreplaceable moments? The secret lies in finding the balance, where focus on the future does not rob you of the quality of life in the present. Learning to appreciate the journey while building a destination is an art. It's about making space for the small joys of everyday life, without neglecting the necessary steps for a better tomorrow. After all, achievements are not the end point, but a means to make your journey richer and more meaningful. Perception of reality. Lessons from luck, risk, and time. One of the most valuable lessons is understanding that situations are rarely as good or as bad as they seem. Our perception is limited by our experiences, and seeing things from different perspectives can make all the difference. Before making any financial decision, whether to invest, save, or spend, ask yourself, how does this choice affect my present and my future? Managing money wisely is not only a rational act, it is also an exercise in patience and vision. Preparing for the unexpected, for example, is more than a practical strategy. It is an act of self-care. There is no need to wait for a specific reason to start saving. The simple fact of being prepared is already a powerful reason. Success in any area of life has a price. It requires effort, continuous learning, and the willingness to face challenges. However, there is a fundamental difference between achieving something and preserving it. Many people reach significant levels of income or wealth only to see them disappear quickly due to a lack of planning or yielding to the pressures of excessive consumption. Making money is just one part of the equation. Keeping and making good use of it is the real challenge. This requires self-awareness, discipline, and the ability to resist the traps of ego and social comparisons. Remember, wealth is not what you display, but what you preserve. And enough is never too little. On the contrary, it is the point where your needs are met and your peace of mind is guaranteed. Financial planning as a pillar of stability. Planning your finances is not just about accumulation, but about resilience. The unexpected is part of life, and an emergency fund is your best defense against it. It protects your investments, your long-term goals, and more importantly, your peace of mind. When you have a solid financial reserve, you face challenges with more confidence. You don't need to divert resources from your goals to handle emergencies, and that makes all the difference in the path to success. This stability does not eliminate life's surprises, but gives you the power to face them with serenity and determination. We have reached the end of this reasoning, but not the end of your journey. On the contrary, this is the starting point for you to apply these principles and transform your relationship with money and time. More than accumulating wealth, it's about building a life of conscious choices where the effort to save is balanced with the joy of living fully. Remember, growth, whether financial or personal, is rarely perceptible in the short term. It happens in small steps which, when added up, create great transformations. The magic of compound interest is a clear example of this. Every amount saved and invested today multiplies over time, rewarding your patience and consistency. Even more importantly, recognize that your relationship with money is a direct reflection of the choices you make. Use it as a tool to gain more freedom, spend more time with the people you love, and create moments that truly matter. After all, financial success is not a destination. It is a continuous journey, built with balance, planning, and purpose. Now, the decision is in your hands. How will you apply these ideas in your life? Whatever your answer is, remember that the time and effort you invest today are seeds that will bloom in the future, providing a life richer in meaning and achievements. Money, a tool for choices and freedom. Money in the end is more than just numbers in a bank account. It is a direct reflection of the choices we make throughout life. It can be a powerful facilitator for realizing dreams, providing security, and creating freedom, but it can also become a source of anxiety and frustration, depending on how we manage it. True mastery of money lies in going beyond the mere accumulation of wealth and achieving the ability to preserve and use it wisely to build a life aligned with our values and purposes. The greatest challenge is not in making more, but in keeping what we have achieved and using those resources in ways that enrich our existence. Money should be a means, never an end. It is a tool to create choices, ensure tranquility, and offer opportunities to live fully. However, it is essential to remember that a healthy relationship with finances requires discipline, self-awareness, and continuous planning. The financial success journey. We often think of financial success as a final destination, a point where all worries will disappear and life will be perfect. However, this view is illusory. Financial success is, in fact, a continuous journey, made up of learning, adapting, and making conscious choices. Along this path, you will realize that true financial control is not just in the numbers you manage, but in what those numbers represent: time and freedom. When you organize your finances efficiently, you gain more than just financial stability. You gain control over the most valuable resource we have: time. Living the present and planning for the future. One of the greatest challenges in managing money is finding balance between living in the present and planning for the future. Focusing too much on the future can lead to depriving yourself of what really matters in the moment, such as leisure, health, and relationships. On the other hand, living only in the present, ignoring the need for planning, can result in insecurity and limitations in the long run. The secret lies in aligning your finances with your values and purposes. This means spending consciously, investing in experiences and needs that enrich your life in the present, while building a solid foundation for the future. This approach not only reduces financial stress, but also creates a sense of accomplishment and purpose. Choices and consequences. Every financial decision we make carries a consequence. Choosing to save today means guaranteeing more freedom tomorrow. Opting for an impulsive expense may bring momentary satisfaction, but compromise larger goals. Therefore, it is essential to evaluate your priorities and understand the impact of each choice. Investing time in self-awareness is crucial to understand your motivations and beliefs about money. Often, our financial behaviors are rooted in past experiences or the influence of the environment in which we grew up. For instance, if you were raised in an environment where money was scarce or constantly discussed in negative terms, your approach to finances might reflect a sense of scarcity or fear of not having enough. Conversely, growing up in an environment where wealth was abundant might lead to overconfidence in spending. Identifying these patterns is the first step toward making more conscious decisions that align with your financial goals. Our beliefs about money shape how we manage it, spend it, save it, or even avoid it. These beliefs are often unconscious, meaning that you may not even be aware of how much they influence your choices. Reflecting on your past experiences, how money was handled in your family, your earliest memories of spending or saving, and the lessons you've learned from those around you, can provide valuable insights into your current financial behaviors. Once you've identified these influences, you can begin to reframe your mindset and make decisions that are more intentional and aligned with your long-term objectives. It's important to note that understanding your financial mindset is not about judgment, but about awareness. You are not your financial mistakes or successes. These are simply outcomes of decisions made, influenced by the underlying beliefs and motivations that drive your actions. By becoming more aware of these patterns, you can begin to make more informed decisions that will help you build wealth in a way that truly reflects your values and priorities. Building wealth as freedom. Building wealth is often misunderstood as merely accumulating material goods or amassing a large sum of money. True wealth, however, goes far beyond that. It lies in the freedom you gain to make decisions that are in harmony with your values, priorities, and overall vision for your life. When you build wealth, you're not just stockpiling resources. You're creating a life of choices, where you have the power to decide how you want to live, how you want to spend your time, and what kind of impact you want to make in the world. True wealth is also about the ability to enjoy time with loved ones, pursue personal achievements, and create meaningful memories. These are the aspects of life that truly enrich us, experiences that bring joy, fulfillment, and connection. Money can facilitate these experiences by giving you the resources to live life on your own terms, but it's the freedom that wealth provides that is the true measure of success. Moreover, building wealth isn't just about accumulating more. It's about creating a foundation for long-term security and well-being. This security allows you to enjoy peace of mind, knowing that you have the resources to handle life's uncertainties. It's not just about having a large bank account, but also about knowing that you're prepared for the future, whatever it may bring. Preserving what you have achieved is as important as achieving it in the first place. This preservation does not refer solely to money itself, but to the positive impact it can have on your life and the lives of those around you. To preserve your wealth, it's essential to maintain a balanced mindset. This means resisting the temptation to compare yourself to others, as doing so can undermine your peace of mind and distract you from what truly matters. Wealth is a personal journey, and everyone's path is different. Instead of comparing your financial situation to that of others, focus on your own goals, your own progress, and your own definition of success. The responsibility to transform your relationship with money. Now, the responsibility to transform your relationship with money is in your hands. No one else can make these decisions for you. You are the one who has the power to shift your mindset, adopt healthier financial behaviors, and take practical steps toward creating the financial future you want. You have the ability to apply simple yet powerful principles to build a healthy financial life that is aligned with what truly matters to you. Start by recognizing that every small step counts. Building wealth is a gradual process, and it's important to celebrate the small wins along the way. Whether it's creating a budget, sticking to a savings plan, or cutting back on unnecessary expenses, each action contributes to your financial success journey. Don't undervalue seemingly small progressions. They may seem insignificant at the moment, but they pave the way for larger achievements down the road. Additionally, remember that the journey toward financial success is not about perfection. It's about progress. You will make mistakes along the way, and that's okay. What matters is that you learn from those mistakes and continue to move forward with a clear vision and a strong sense of purpose. Financial growth takes time, and the key is to remain committed to your goals, even when progress feels slow. True wealth, not just what we have, but what we do with it. Ultimately, true wealth is not just in what we have, but in what we do with what we have. Money is a tool, a means to an end, not the end itself. When we use money as a tool to create more freedom, we are using it in a way that aligns with our deeper values and priorities. It's not about accumulating wealth for the sake of having more. It's about using wealth to create a life that is rich in experiences, relationships, and meaning. Money can help us create the conditions for a fulfilling life. It allows us to provide for our families, pursue our passions, and give back to the community. But the true measure of wealth is how we use it to enrich our lives and the lives of those around us. It's about making choices that reflect our values and living a life that is in alignment with what truly matters. The power of conscious choices. The decisions you make about money today will shape your future. Each financial decision carries with it a consequence, whether immediate or long-term. Choosing to save today means you are investing in your future freedom. It may feel challenging in the moment, but the payoff in terms of security and peace of mind will be worth it. On the other hand, choosing to overspend or live beyond your means may bring temporary satisfaction, but it can also lead to long-term financial stress and limitations. To make conscious choices, it's essential to invest time in self-reflection and understanding your motivations. Ask yourself, why do I want to save? What do I want to achieve financially? How can I align my financial decisions with my overall life goals? This clarity will help you make better, more intentional decisions that support your long-term vision. Your journey starts now. Now, it's time for you to take action. You can start applying these ideas right now. Take the first step by planning your finances, investing in financial knowledge, and finding the balance between saving and living. Begin by creating a budget that reflects your values and goals, and commit to sticking to it. Start saving regularly, even if it's just a small amount, and watch how your wealth grows over time. Remember, your journey toward a richer life, one that is more fulfilling, purposeful, and aligned with your deepest values, begins with a decision. The decision to take control of your financial future, to make conscious choices, and to build the life you want. True wealth is about much more than money. It's about the freedom to live on your own terms and to create a life full of meaning, joy, and fulfillment. So, what will you do next? The choice is yours. Start today and take the first step toward building a life of true wealth, one that is grounded in freedom, purpose, and the ability to live fully. Your journey to a richer, more meaningful life begins now.